And welcome back. Today was Championship Sunday at the SDGA Men's and Women's Amateur Golf Championship, and the question of the day was if anybody was going to catch Will Grevlos or Katie Bartlett. And for the men's side of the championship, Grevlos only led the field by 2 shots, so you could say he had to watch his back. He started strong on hole 1 with this chip for a chance for eagle. He misses, but it sets up perfectly for a birdie. And Jake Lundeen was right on Grevlos' heels as he came into today only 2 strokes back of Grevlos. And on hole 2, he would sink a birdie from way downtown. What a shot. And this is where Lundeen started to smell blood in the water. And by hole 17, he'd pass Grevlos and the field, and he would build separation by sinking the birdie chip on 17. And then on hole 18, the 18-year-old Lundeen would birdie and become the youngest player ever to win the SDGA championship. And after the match, Lundeen says he felt more relief than joy.
It's definitely a stress reliever, just because the 18th is always a stressful hole when you know you have the lead just going in. So it's just a matter of just get it close and just so you know you can get away with it easily.
And for the women's championship, the final day would come down to a matchup we saw early this year at the match play tournament as Katie Bartlett and Maggie Murphy battled for the top spot. Murphy tried to gain control and take the lead on hole 14, which is the same hole she missed a birdie on yesterday. She would miss again but still be in the hunt. But just behind her, Bartlett looking for the birdie of her own on 15, a chip, and she would put it within a few feet, and that's enough for par, but Murphy would stay close at one point, even taking the lead before falling back by 1 stroke. And Murphy, she would end the day strong, finishing on a par and even on the day, but Bartlett was able to keep her at bay, beating Murphy by 2 strokes for her first SDGA Amateur Championship. And Bartlett was so focused today that she didn't even know that she won.
Well, actually, I had no idea where I stood. I didn't know the scores or anything. So when I made that last putt, my dad said you won from making that putt, and I ended up beating her by 2, but I had no clue.
And it was still a great day for Murphy. She shot a 72 on the day, which was the lowest of the field, but still Bartlett takes home the glory and the trophy. And as we look at the men again, Jack Lundeen, the youngest champion ever, he shot 4 under par for the second day straight, and Grevlos just couldn't pull off that amazing start that he had at the beginning of the tournament. And the state amateur Class B tournament continued today in Mitchell as Del Rapids faced off against Dimmick Emory earlier this morning. And it was a pretty nice day at Caldwell Park. The offenses for both teams would start hot. And Dimmick, they were on the bats first as Phil Johnson hits one towards the back wall, and that allows the first run of the game to come in, and Dimmick would lead 1-0 after the first inning. Bottom of the second, Del Rapids would have a response, and Mark Houck finds some space in the gap as 2 runs come in for Del Rapids, and they lead 2-1 after the first. Top of the second, Dimmick would tie the game as Colton Pogman hits a bouncer. It's fielded, but the first baseman wasn't able to control it, and Dimmick takes advantage and adds another run on the board. And from then on, it would be all Del Rapids as they go on to win 10-4, scoring 6 runs in the 4th and the 5th inning. And in a game after this, Four Corners used 9 runs in the 5th to defeat Madison 13-11. And then in our second round action of the day, winner Cologne defeated Why Not 6-2, and winners J.J. Farner pitched a complete game, and Plankinton leads Crofton 8-5 in the 8th inning. And Jackrabbits Tanner Stallone is about to take on the world as he is competing for the U.S. in the United World Wrestling Junior World Championships in Estonia. Stallone will be wrestling in the 97-kilogram weight class. For the freestyle competition on Monday, Sloan earned a top spot on Team USA by winning the UWW Junior Freestyle Team Trials in May. And in his first international competition, about a month later, Sloan won the gold medal at the UWW Pan American Championships in Guatemala. And Sloan won't be by himself in Estonia. He will have his wrestling coach,